So today I just kind of wanted to shoot the shit with y'all. Just talk about some thoughts that I had after seeing the Jared Dines video calling people out on their band shirts. Now, I was honestly kind of scared to push play because, one, I knew I was gonna get fired up, and two, I was already cringing for the people that I knew would not be able to pass the test. The test was, he went up to several individuals wearing band shirts and asked them to name 3 songs by the band on their shirt. A shocking amount of people could not do it. Okay, the video is hilarious. You have to watch it. It's so funny. And at first I thought it was going to be kind of brutal. I thought it was going to be pretty confrontational, but it was really just all in good fun. It's just funny. He wasn't necessarily attacking people, but I know he could have edited it so that it looked like most people couldn't name 3 songs, but in the video most of the people couldn't do it, and I was just amazed. Obviously this video is just for fun, but it does raise a good question. How many people can actually back up what they're representing? Now, I'm not trying to get into policing or poser territory or anything like that, but here I am again. I just wanted to talk through my thoughts because I have a lot of thoughts. They're going all over the place after watching this, so I just want to open up the conversation basically. And I don't think the actual purpose of the video was to expose posers. It wasn't really a malicious type of video. It was more just for fun. But regardless, I had no idea that so many people walk around in band shirts wouldn't be able to name 3 songs. I have more faith in people. I believe people, you know? Alright, so this begs the question, what are the qualifications for wearing a band shirt? Of course, everybody just kind of sets their own qualifications, and they range from, I thought it looked cool, to, I know every word of every song of every album by this band. So, what are your requirements for when you are qualified to wear a certain band shirt? Personally, for me, I don't wear a band shirt or put a band on my vest unless it's one of my favorite bands. And of course, if it's a favorite band, of course I can tell you, what country they're from, what my favorite albums are, and of course name 3 songs. I mean, very rarely have I been quizzed, but I'm prepared. Not that I even am obligated to participate, but I'm prepared if I feel like it. And when it all comes down to it, of course, nobody should go around quizzing people just to be a jerk, but, some of us would love to have a conversation about the band on our shirt. And some of us would love to have a conversation with the band on your shirt because we think you know what you're wearing. So I'm sure there are a lot of variables within this survey that Jared Dines took. A lot of people couldn't name 3 songs because they were under the influence. Some people couldn't name 3 songs because they were put on the spot and they just blanked. I understand that. And there were even special circumstances. This one guy, he was wearing a shirt and he was well, I saw them at Warped Tour and I thought they were great, so I wanted to support them, so I bought this shirt. And I was I guess that's okay. Maybe they were out of CDs. Also, I think technology is playing a role in why people don't know 3 songs. Possibly. Hear me out. So, not only does the internet influence you on what is cool and trendy, it also kind of pressures you to be as cool and trendy as the people you see. I mean, obviously, I guess band shirts are on trend, but also technology has changed the way we listen to music. I'm actually planning to make a full video talk about this later. But nowadays, we are not going to the CD store with money we scrounged up, buying a CD, taking it home with us, laying on the floor after putting it in the CD player, and looking through the booklet and reading along with the song names and the lyrics while we listen to the whole CD. We're not doing it like that anymore. We've got music on demand. We have services that just shuffle songs, that tell us things they think we might like, and we don't have to remember the lyrics or the name of the song or the name of the album, because anytime we want to know, we just look on the screen and it tells us. So we aren't really internalizing a lot of that information anymore. And more of us are listening to music on the go more because we all have our phones, and it's not just about like putting it in the Discman or sitting down on the floor with your CD player. And I think because we are listening to stuff on the go now, it's more passive listening. You're not actively listening. You're listening like in the background or while you're doing something else, and you're not really taking it in full. I just think that we aren't putting as much effort into listening as the bands, as the artists put into creating. We're not really reciprocating that passion. We're a little bit disconnected. I mean, a lot of us are. And I think that that's one of the reasons we don't know 3 songs. Music is kind of being treated as a consumable, as something in the background, something you listen to passively rather than like the center of your attention. One thing I really did like about this video is that it was by no means a question of gender. And I think that's where a lot of t-shirt poserism gets directed at women who are wearing band shirts because it's cute. Or presumably because they want to impress a man, right? I mean, lots of times when you're considering t-shirt falsification, you're thinking about girls doing it, right? Am I right? It's a hair. But in this video, there were tons of boys who couldn't pass the test. And honestly, I was a little surprised. I didn't realize that boys were wearing band shirts as fashion pieces, as decoration. It was a really interesting perspective because, like I said, the quizzing phenomenon is mostly like directed at women from what I've seen. And yes, sometimes for good reason, okay, don't get me wrong, but it was like, oh, I was shook to see that men be doing the same thing. But you know, like, men typically don't get quizzed. Like, someone's not gonna come up to a dude and be like, oh, so you have a Death t-shirt on, huh, sweetheart? Well, tell me, what's your favorite Death album? Nobody's gonna go up to a man and ask him that. People are always gonna assume that the man knows what he's wearing. But as this video has shown us, men don't necessarily know what they're wearing either. But in Jared's video, there's one girl who was like, you're just asking me that because I'm a woman and I don't have to answer you. And men don't have that out either. So yeah, this video kind of zooms out from being about age or gender or anything, and it's asking the broader question. Do people know what they're wearing? Now, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not gonna get bent out of shape because I see someone wearing a typo negative shirt. But I do think things inside. I surely do not attack people, and I know at the end of the day, like I say, it's about me and metal. Like, it has nothing to do with anybody else. So everybody else can do whatever they want. But I still like have some thoughts, you know, because this is my love and this is my passion. And I don't want it to be used as a flippant decoration. So I don't think people are wearing band shirts necessarily to impress somebody or to pretend to be a metalhead, to masquerade as a metalhead. I think sometimes people are just wearing it because it makes them look tough or because the shirt itself looks cool. I mean, that's freaking cool, right? Or maybe they like the colors and it matches their shoes or something. Or maybe they think it is this obscure vintage piece that surely nobody is gonna know what it's about, you know? So you can just wear it out and nobody's gonna be asking you questions. People may not realize that they go out and they may stumble upon someone who knows what that shirt is. And fashion's getting weird, right? It's like a trend to wear band shirts, and I think people like the contrast, especially like girls, like the contrast between like rock and roll and then like their sweet feminine hair and makeup, you know what I mean? Okay, and All right, so let's talk about this, okay? Because first of all, I have not said anything to these people, but these are some things that I have observed casually on the internet, not even looking for it. There's this one girl that I follow. She is a lifestyle and fashion blogger, like a very, what's the word? I don't want to say basic. I don't want to say preppy either, but kind of like normal people clothes, like a lot of normal people clothes, right? And she posted a picture in a Rolling Stones shirt. And I was like, oh, that's cute or whatever. And the caption said, I may not listen to the Rolling Stones, but their logo is my favorite emoji. How does that make you feel really though? Like, tell me, how does that make you feel? Especially if you're like a huge real Rolling Stones fan. Does it make you feel any type of way? It makes me feel some type of way just a little bit, because I'm like, but why are you wearing it? Like, why are you wearing it though? Well, I guess because it's her favorite emoji. Okay, and this other girl, I don't even know how I saw this, but she took a mirror picture of her outfit, right? And she had an At the Gates shirt on. And she was like, I found this cool shirt at the thrift store. And then she was like, and before you ask, yes, I do like this band. I listened to them a couple times and I thought it was pretty cool. I don't know. I mean, like, obviously this doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me. But we'll get into why this matters slightly later, okay? When you're wearing a band shirt, you are communicating that you are a part of a certain subculture. You are communicating that you are passionate about something specific. And when you are advertising falsely, you are possibly misrepresenting that subculture, or even making light of it. And you are disappointing people who mistakenly think that you share their passion. Perhaps it is important to know that metal imagery is not a decoration, that rock and roll imagery is not a decoration, and that it does get frustrating sometimes when people treat it as such. But everyone doesn't listen as hard as you. Some people listen passively. There are going to be passive listeners that wear these shirts that may only know the radio hits. People that haven't listened in years but still wear the shirt. People that saw that band in concert one time and so they just wear the shirt. People who liked the shirt and so then went and listened to the band once just to make sure they like it and then wear the shirt. And we even have people who wear a shirt that belongs to their significant other because it's comforting, even though they don't necessarily identify with what's on the shirt. There is just a lot of variety in who's wearing band shirts, and I guess we just can't expect everyone to be on the same level as we are in terms of knowledge or passion or experience. We can't expect everyone to be a scholar on what they're wearing. None of it's wrong. Ultimately, none of it's wrong. It's a shirt. But it does muddy the waters a little bit, for us who are real listeners, like I've said before, it's kind of a solitary journey. So because of that, we do seek fellowship a lot of times. And it's kind of like, when you think you're about to make a buddy, and they're not. And I understand why some people get real mad about it. I try not to really because it doesn't affect me, right? I don't lay awake at night, but I'll have little moments where I'm like, girl. But it's important to explore why we feel this way. Ultimately, we feel this way because we love this and we don't want people who don't love it to be wearing it. But I always bring myself back down, this is my journey. No one's gonna have my journey. My journey is true, my journey is real, and it is special, and it has changed my life. And that's what matters. No one else is gonna have the same journey. When it all comes down to it, just do you. Even if you're wearing this shirt because you think it looks cool or whatever. Just do you, okay? But keep in mind that someone might ask you a question or want to be your friend only to find out that you don't know what you're wearing. In a subculture where so many of us are proud and passionate solitaries, it can get upsetting when you're seeking fellowship only to find that you're just lost in a sea of trendy death metal shirts. Never assume a person doesn't know about the shirt they're wearing, but never assume they do either. Tell me your thoughts below. Have you ever encountered a decorative band shirt wearer? Have you ever been a decorative band shirt wearer? Have you ever called someone else out or been called out? Did you like Jared's video? It's a complicated topic, and I definitely go back and forth between, like, you know, live your life and girl, what you doing. But I just like to let the thoughts flow, you know? So try not to judge me, and I'll try not to judge you, right? Anyway, so that's all I wanted to say about that. This is my new old Halloween shirt right here. I love it. Oh my god. The guy who was selling it, I don't think he knew what he was selling. So, $15. All right. Bye.